working a lot since I got back from Mexico, and yeah, I've just been really tired and busy, but had some thoughts pop into my head this morning, and I figured I'd put them down on video. Anyway, just about being a human. Maybe always, but especially in the modern world, there are so many mixed messages. And to someone who takes things very literally, like me, it's very, very, very confusing. So, for example, we're always, maybe not always, but literature and wisdom tries to teach us that outward appearances don't matter. The clothes you wear, the car you drive, the house you live in, those things don't matter. What matters is your character and how good of a person you are, how much you help others, and being selfless, and all these things. Basically, your nature, your character is what matters, not the outward appearances. Cool. I would actually agree with that very much, that these things, if we're talking about actually mattering, they don't. However, we live in a society, we're social animals, and these things that we're taught that don't matter are actually the very first things that everybody notices about us. And that's what we get judged on, to be honest, especially initially. Maybe down the road, when people really know us, then we get judged more by our character and our nature and everything like that. But initially, we actually do get judged on all these things that we're taught don't matter. Like the clothes we wear. You know, I tend to be pretty shabby, I think is the word for it. Because honestly, I'm always doing things that are not conducive to wearing nice clothes. I mean, working all day with car batteries and things, like, yeah, you don't want to wear nice clothes because you get acid will burn holes all over them. And even when I'm at home, you know, I'm outside taking care of chickens, and I mean, the second I put something nice on, it just gets muddy. Always, every single time. It's what happens when you live my life. Things are just muddy and dirty all the time. And yeah, same with the car. You know, when I pull up in my banged up Chevy Spark, like, it sends, you know, a signal that, I don't know, to me it's being thrifty and economical and good for the environment, but to most people, you show up in a crappy car and they're like, you're poor. And yeah, same with like where one lives, you know. I don't need a whole house to myself, and so I don't have a whole house to myself. And I live with my friend in the basement, and to me it's perfect. I'm saving money, you know, I'm making a smaller, you know, ecological footprint, like all these different things, all these benefits. But from the outside looking in, you know, I definitely feel like I would be judged on this. You know, living in my friend's basement at 41 is not most people's definition of success. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what it comes down to, is all these things, like the outward trappings of success, like nice clothes, nice car, nice house, they're not actually success. And I agree with that. And they're not important, and I agree with that. But they're how we as humans signal to other humans our success. They're not important, but they're signals. They send a message, and they're important in that way. So, personally, when I am, I guess, not in dating mode, like I've completely taken myself off of the market, it's kind of interesting how suddenly none of these things really don't matter anymore. Like the clothes I wear and the car I drive and the place I live, like, to me, they don't matter at all. And when I'm not in trying to be attractive mode, they don't matter. But suddenly, if I'm like, oh, you know, maybe I'll try to date and see what happens, all of a sudden they really, really, really start mattering again. And then I'm like, man, I should really get a new car. And it's just, I don't know, there's just so many confusing things about modern life that, you know, you're taught one thing, you believe one thing, but in actuality another thing is what's happening. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'll pass on the trappings of success, and I'm just going to keep working my ass off and being thrifty. And, you know, success to me means freedom. So all those outward things, I understand that I'm getting judged on them, but I'm not going to give a fuck about it. The other thing about these outward appearances and trappings of success and all that kind of stuff is that we're told to do things not to impress other people, but do them for ourselves. However, all these things that we're told to do for ourselves, I would never do for myself. And I think at the end of the day, inwardly, we might fool ourselves into thinking we're doing it for ourselves, but we're really just doing it for other people. Like the car thing. It's like you're told, oh, you know, you should have nice things, but have them for yourself. I don't care about nice things for myself. The only reason I would ever have a nice thing is to impress other people. Same with, you know, the way clothes and things like that. And it's like, oh, you should dress nice for yourself. I would never. I would wear basketball shorts and t-shirts every day of my damn life if it wasn't for trying to dress nice for other people. Hygiene. I wouldn't even probably bathe more than once a week if it wasn't for other people and their sense of smell. So, yeah, that's the other thing that kind of gets me about the outward appearances, is that they are for other people. We're told to do them for ourselves, but they're not for ourselves. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's very confusing. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But to me, these outward appearances, I agree, they don't but they do at the same time. So, I don't know, man. Life, just a thing.